Station, pushing 2 million gigawatts of power through 20 satellites throughout the Kale galaxy. I'm your host, DJ Senpai, bringing you the latest news wherever it may hide. There was a mishap on the station today. A power outage gripped the business district, sending several buildings into complete darkness. When Chief Engineer Something Wong was questioned, he replied, I quote, "I do not keep up with current events," end quote. WID will keep you updated on the situation as it comes in. Now today, on our show, we have our resident travel agent, Theodore Hammer. Welcome, Theodore. What brings you on the show today?
Thanks, mate. Good day, everyone. Well, I've got like a doozy. A friend of mine recently learned the hazards of travel, as I have known, and you probably have known as well. Recently, he ran into some trouble, and I have a slideshow about it.
Oh, great. That should be interesting.
Always. Here is Johnny, your normal male Terran. He went on a walkabout one day and decided to self-medicate his worries away like a Roken on Julian Day.
Those Rokens, man, they're something else. Yeah.
Anywho, the next morning, John discovered that he had gotten cozy with an insane, pygmy, soul-eating beaut of a Sheila. Johnny wasn't sure about the etiquette of the situation, so he left 5 credits, a comic book, and a mint on the table.
That's no good.
Man, he did what he had to do.
Right.
Later that day, Johnny started feeling some moral discomfort. Johnny discovered his genitals had developed an annoying pustules. Yoicks! As you can see here, they grew to the size of a small zucchini. And as Johnny has discovered, the pustules have sprouted eyeballs like a croc looking for a place to invade. Crikey, that stands out like a shag on a rock. Now here is where his old fella explodes.
Oh.
Yeah, well.
You have to warn me. You can't just spring that on somebody. Oh.
The message here is, listeners, strange sex is danger sex.
Well, we'll be right back, folks. I'm gonna need a minute. Alright, welcome back, folks. Sorry about that. It was a lot to take in. This just in, sucking up gets you ahead. Now, if you're just tuning into the show, we just had our resident travel agent, Theodore Hammer, on with some very interesting, to put loosely, slideshows to show us. And I can still see them when I close my eyes, unfortunately. Next on the show, we have a guest speaker, Independent Captain Jimmy Watt. Welcome, Captain. What brings you to the show today?
You.
Oh, yeah, I guess technically that's true. So tell me a little bit about being an independent captain. Like, how do you get your ship?
How I got my ship? Well, first you start off with nothing. I worked my way up through the corporations and whatnot. Got tired of that on Terra, so I had to take out a bank loan. Luckily, I had some friends of the family who are well connected, if you get what I mean, and I was able to get a bank loan.
That always helps.
Yes, and now I pay that back monthly, whether I want to or not.
Yeah, been there. So how do you get your jobs, and what kind of jobs do you take to pay back said loan?
Well, with my Class C ship now, I go to stations, hit the stations from station to station.
Fancy jump drive.
Yeah, with my new fancy Singularity Happy Flea drive. And as long as I got the fuel to get from place to place.
I did see the price of neutroniums come down.
Yeah. We'll see as long as that lasts.
Right.
You know the KGC, they got control string all over all that.
I know the KGC.
Anywho, yeah, there's bulletins on stations that they post, and I take jobs from the postings, usually.
They pay pretty decent?
Yes. Well, at first you take what you can get, whether it's from hauling cattle, from taking passengers, which is a pain in the butt. You got to put them up in rooms, and you actually got to feed them and give them water and stuff like that. But anyhow, and sometimes, what you may be familiar with, fertilizer.
I know fertilizer.
Whatever we can take. But then as word of mouth gets around and you get better jobs, you can forget all those bad jobs, and take the new jobs, which is usually pretty good paying jobs recently.
Alright. So what's your favorite station to frequent?
My favorite station? Well, of course, there's Typhoon Station. I like coming here, I like listening to your show, and I like my crew, I should say, likes the pleasure ships that frequently around the galaxy doing their advertisement and selling their happy wares.
I see the Olympia's been going hard in the ad revenue lately. So how do you usually get your crew?
My crew? I started out with my first crew, but since the beginning I've lost them all except for one. She stayed true to me through the years. But as I go, I'll go on that same board that I get my jobs from. I can go on there, and they got help wanted, or the people that put up their ads or whatever, and I have to decide what I want, and I look them over and whether I think they're the crew for me or not. I have to be a little picky because ship is my crew, my home, my business. So you gotta watch out because some of them are a little nefarious.
Right.
You want to check their references.
Definitely. So, what do you think about so you're taking these jobs? What's your stand on smuggling?
Smuggling?
Smuggling. I asked the hard questions.
What are you talking about there, senpai?
I just know some people take those kind of jobs. Desperate times.
Well, if the KGC is listening,
which you better believe.
I don't know what smuggling is.
Oh, well, neither do I.
But, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Right. So, let's talk about a little bit about the KGC. What do you think of it? What do you like? How do you feel about the KGC?
Oh, the KGC. What can I say about the KGC? They're Big Daddy. Yeah, they do. I can't say too much bad things about the KGC because they've made the shipping lanes much safer from the privateers that are going around taking just what they want. I have to admit that. And they've laid down some laws that have actually been beneficial to the independents. But they also look over your shoulder and are in your business, and if you want to do certain businesses, is just a pain in the butt. And they just stop you at random and act like the universe is theirs. It's, you take the good with the bad, I guess you could say.
Right. They can't all be bad.
It's not. It's not all good either.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate your time, and if anybody's looking for work, Mr. Watt is hiring. Check your bulletin boards, and he'll be on station for a while he's hiring crew. Thank you for coming, and maybe one day we'll have you back, and you can, tell us one of your stories.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Senpai.
Oh, you're welcome. And we'll be right back, folks, right after this. Alright, welcome back, folks. So next on our show, we have our resident mechanic, Junk Thompson. Now let me just give you a little tidbit about Junk Thompson. Junk Thompson is to mechanics as Mariah Carey is to mechanics. So just to get that out there. Welcome to the show, Junk Thompson. How are you today?
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Let me start by saying, I don't appreciate the Mariah Carey comment. I'm more like Bruce Willis of mechanics.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Totally, yeah, sure. So what brings you on the show today?
Now, let's talk about this broken lady that came into my garage the other day. She brought out her Ember Cutter drive out of her old 59 Sea ship for yours truly to look at. I usually don't mess with things that may mess up my having a family later. But apparently she thought she was some kind of mechanic because she bypassed all the safety mechs and tried to soup up the engine.
Oh no.
Well, she failed to mention that, and when I amped it up to see what her problem was she was a moron. After setting my ship on fire, and the automatic fire suppressor came on, and I was in the end out the engine, and all the stuff I had laying around, all the electronics and everything, and I told her to take her trash Ember Cutter drive and forget about it. So that day I put out a couple of fires, lost 25 thou, and went home with wet pants. Pretty average day for junk.
Average day, huh? So, you know what? I'm not even going to question it. So, where can folks find you if they need to get any mechanic work done?
Yes. Junk Thompson, mechanic extraordinaire. You can find my shop on the north side of the station behind Frankie's Fast Food.
Okay. You heard it there, folks. If you need any mechanic work done.
We use the same grease.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so, okay, never mind. So, now that we all know that, if you had any mechanic work that needs done, go check out Junk Thompson, apparently located behind Frankie's Fast Food. That concludes our show today. I'd like to thank everybody for coming and tuning in. And if you're out there in the galaxy, thanks for tuning me in. We're here at the station once a week, doing our best. And just remember, folks, let the wind take you wherever you need to be. This is your DJ Senpai, signing off.